Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode with me on Real Life Talk with Blessing. There's something I have learned in the journey of life. Everything that happened to me, I counted them as blessing. I used them as a lesson, and I used them to better myself. There's something I will always say anytime, any day. Don't share your testimony with everybody. Don't share your testimony with everyone. Do you know the people who don't want to see you shine? Do you also know that people who don't want to see your progress feel threatened by your success? In life, we have to be really careful. Not everyone who smiles with you is your friend. Not everyone who laughs with you is your friend. A lot of time, we use our enemies to be our friends. A lot of time, we pull the people God is trying to kick out of our life and we pull them close. Let me share this true life story with you, and I hope you learned something from it. So there was this contract I got some years ago. The contract was in Anambra. The man got me through our Facebook page then for event planning and rentals, because that was what I used to do before. The man wanted to do like a groundbreaking in his community where he planned to build a hospital. And he contacted me through our Facebook page, told me all he needed. I even had to go to channels to book for the event to be shown on their 10 p.m. news. I was really happy. I was really happy with the job. Everything was in millions. I was so happy, That kind of contrast don't come every day. The man lives in the US, so he gave me all the contact of people I should invite and all that. I said, no problem. And I got to work, started all with invitations and all the big names, So I told one of my friends, oh girl, God don't pick my call, and told her so and so person gave me a project in Anambra. And she was like, that's her husband's community. Well, I was surprised too. Then she was asking me for the details like the dates, caterers, decoration, asking me like someone who really cares. And me too, Mumu. I was giving all the details. 2 days later, the man called me and said that sorry, he has to put a hold on the job. I was shocked because we already started the printing of invitations, and he said someone else has given him a quotation and that it was his brother's wife. I was dumbfounded, as in I don't get. I was really hot because I had started bookings with my vendors for that day, and all we needed was just mobilization. That was just the last thing remaining. Do you know that this my so-called friend was the one that called me and said, bless you won't believe it. That man that gave you that project, he's my husband's relative, and now he wants me to be the one who will handle the event. This life. See, let me say something to you. No matter how good you are, When people have the opportunity to remove food from your mouth, trust me, they will gladly do it. I was just looking like a mumu that day. And all I could say was, It was later I found out she actually told the man, who was really her husband's relative, that I wasn't competent for the job, that I'd never handled any big job before. See, trust me, life is a lesson. Because everything I do here is because I want people to learn, so that they don't make that same mistake and live life in regrets. So in 2019, I was in Europe. I went to see my mom. I am a family. So one day, myself and my mom were driving out, and we saw one Nigerian guy riding a bicycle, and he waved at my mom. And my mom quickly looked away. I was like, Mama, which level now? That guy will they greet you. And she said, that she not need greeting from people where be enemy. And I said, what happened? And she now told me that, you see that guy? He entered Europe and didn't have where to live. So he was at the refugee camp. And there was this other Nigerian guy. So they met in church. And the guy offered this other guy from the refugee camp house. He said, come and stay at my place instead of at the refugee camp, so that you be comfortable. That's how he gave this man a roof for free. One day, the police stormed the guy's house, and they said there was a report from his roommates that he was a drug peddler. And they searched the house and saw that the guy had weed in his apartment. Ladies and gentlemen, that was how that guy was arrested and deported to Nigeria, because he opened his door for an enemy. I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. If you know me very well, you know I love to help others. But this story is to say, one should mind who you share your testimony with. One, mind who you share your testimony with. Two, mind who you open your doors for. Because it is said, Kokoro tonje fun abe folowa. It means a lot of time, the people who are doing you are also within you. Be careful. Anyways, I hope we learned something from this true life story. And I hope I'll see you again next week on Real Life Talk of Blessing with another amazing topic and a lesson. Do have a nice day. Bye.